I was wondering what video to put out next. As a quick little update for people, if you haven't noticed, I've been doing more auditions, I've been getting more stable work lately, and I recently put up a new demo reel and set up a website for people to see and find me more easily. It's mostly just a landing page for people to find me, commission me for work, and see some of my past stuff, things like that. If you are interested, you can check it out. I'll probably be putting it on my Twitter and my Twitch and stuff. I'm sure I already have. But I mention all this because I'm prone to leaving tons and tons of tabs open, especially when I'm working on different various things at once. And I've had about 3 tabs open at least, dedicated to this one particular scam. And when I say scam, for the sake of not being sued or pursued, that's not correct. I'm talking more of a manipulation strategy. And that, in my opinion, or my definition, is to take vulnerable people and sell them something overpriced they either don't need or won't be able to actually benefit from. And from this point on, I'm going to refer to this as the acting agency scam, or manipulation strategy.
Now, for the sake of not giving these people any publicity, only to warn those who might stumble across their ads like I did on social media, and also to avoid getting sued, it's not a scam, in my opinion, it's just a manipulation strategy. I don't want to lead anything directly back to them, unless they reveal it. And in that case, it's on them. I also don't want to put you to sleep and keep this in more of a Storytime format, so I'll try to be brief despite my various babbling. I will likely paraphrase things mentioned or change the quotes around for this reason too. So I was browsing around on social media and I stumbled across this ad a few times. It was advertising these D-tier actors and saying, "Do you want to be like these people and get to work on shows like Stranger Things? We are doing a live online audition for you and everyone to participate. Do you have what it takes to be the next big actor and work with Hollywood-grade agencies?"
I'm not exactly the smartest when it comes to scams and avoiding them, but at the least I wanted to be able to help others avoid scams or give people a good har when it comes to them, or manipulation strategies, blah, blah, blah. But anyway, with gullibility in mind, I thought in regards to this one, it's a bit scammy, yeah. And I've worked with acting agencies with similar methods, and they were okay. But if they're a bit sketchy, that's fine. I'll just dip. No problem. Right?
So I signed up for the newsletter, which is a dumb idea if you have red flags. Do not give anyone your email if you're suspicious of a scam. But in this case, I did for the sake of sussing it out for the video. I quickly found out they're not actually an agency. They're a company that helps you find work with agencies and agents. What they were offering in a nutshell was, if you got through their audition process, they would present you to various acting agencies and agents to hopefully get signed up and guarantee you some future auditions, work, commissions, that kind of thing, etc. Sounds okay to some, maybe. The problem is, what does this company get out of it? Anyway, I get emailed some short scripts. There's different auditions and roles you can go for at the live call because all of these are done over the net. There were people from Australia, America, New Zealand, that kind of shtick. To me, at least, that's great. It opens it up to more people. That's gonna make the whole presenting to agents process a little bit hard though, right? Moving on, I knew these people were from different places because you had to present in front of everyone. Here's where it gets iffy and kind of manipulative.
So this is the part of the video where I essentially break down the entire confrontation that I had with these people and their manipulation strategy. So, I found the ad, gave him my email, got sent an email saying, okay, this is the date that you need to show up for the call, and that this is when the audition process is happening. You get in there, they set you up. I don't remember how many people there were. There was quite a lot. I'm just going to estimate, say, I don't know, 500 or 1,000, something like that. They get you in there and they already make you wait good 10, 20 minutes or something where they're playing you a video. It's just the same kind of drivel that you've heard from their random ad online. Just, oh, look at all these random famous celebrities you've barely kind of heard of. and you're going to learn all the wonderful things you need in order to get good work, and you're going to be just like them. What are we going to teach you? Oh, well, you're going to find out later, because it's going to be so great and awesome, and it's just this hamster wheel of not actually telling you anything. And from there, once they've gargled you up and given you this false anticipation, they started to split us up into groups. And they're, all right, so for example, they might have split us up into groups of 50 or 100 out of the group of 1,000 or something. And from there, they then had us all audition live in these smaller groups where we could see and hear everything that was going on. And I'm okay with this. I guess this is good in regards to coping under pressure and stuff like that. Anyway, you essentially had to introduce yourself, tell them, roughly where you lived, your age, what roles you're going for, etc. So I don't remember all the roles, but I believe one of them was for commercials, one was for film acting, modeling, and singing. I think those were all the roles. And to put it in a nutshell, the commercial scripts, for example, were really easy. It would have been something to the extent of like, do you enjoy the sweet tastes of Fungibola? Well, then in that case, you're going to love our juicy flavor, now $2.50 at your local retailer. Batteries not included. Please ask your mommy or daddy before buying, or something like that. And they would get us to do this, and you would just apply for whatever role you wanted to go for. So for me, for example, I went for modeling, singing, commercials, and film acting, something to that extent. And they would have me read very, very basic scripts like that. And for modeling, I don't even think they actually asked for a height or weight during the audition, but you would just kind of stand there all style, like, yep, stand to the side, that's good, okay. And then singing, they would get you to do a singing bit. I did mine. I believe I did okay singing, but I understand that my voice acting and all that doesn't necessarily transfer well. If anything, that's better if I didn't do great, because then that would give more evidence to why I feel like all of this is a bit of a manipulation strategy. We'll come to that. Anyway, the voice work stuff, easy for me. I've read scripts. It's nothing. And then we have my friend that just so happened to be auditioning. And I saw his face in one of the cameras, and I'm like, that's it, that's my friend. For context, my friend doesn't really have any experience in regards to voice acting or film acting, such stuff like that, at least professionally. And that's okay. There's nothing wrong with that. But what I can say, especially after hearing him, is that he is a very good singer. He has his own band and he performs, and he's very good. I don't have a clip of him singing, but what I can do is I can show you a clip from a band of the song that he was singing, and he was very, very close to the real deal.
Just a city boy, born and raised in South Detroit.
So there's a small example of what he basically sounded like. That was the song that he was kind of covering, and from my very, very bad expertise of music and professionalism in that industry, it was pretty damn close, and he did pretty damn well. He kind of muffled his, acting scripts and such, but that's okay. Like, he was learning and he was just trying. However, that's interesting to say because he and I got invited to the callbacks. It was essentially, they said, thank you, have a nice day, we'll let you know if you come to the callbacks. And within 24 hours, we were given a time the next day to show up for these callbacks. And apparently, he and I did so well that they wanted us to go to the callback for everything we applied for. We just did amazingly well. I've done some singing roles, but I'm definitely not a professional singer. And my friend is a professional singer, but he hasn't done any big professional acting roles. But surprisingly, no. We both nailed it right out of the park. What are the odds? And essentially, we come back to these callbacks, and they have us sit there again for probably like another 10 minutes or so to add this anticipation. They have us audition again, doing the exact same things again. And then they make us wait again another 10, 20 minutes to add this artificial anticipation and this worry. And even before they leave, they're like, all right, I'm going to talk to our people and see if they're interested. And if they are, you might be able to get in here. Just make sure you're ready, okay? And then when they come back, this whole trick, I'm kind of getting on a side note here, but like I swear this is like some kind of a police strategy that they're doing on us. You know how they sit they sit the criminals and stuff in a room on their own, and they leave them alone for like 10-20 minutes or so to kind of stress them out a little bit, see if they'll crack or something like that. That's what I feel like is going on. That they're trying to mess with us mentally. But anyway, they come back. They talk to me, and by the way, these are one-on-one. These are not with groups anymore. And they're like, all right, so do you feel like you did well? Do you feel like you would be good working with us? Yeah, why else would I be here? All right, well, that's good because you're in. Congratulations, thank you for showing up because you blew everyone out of the water. Now, if you could just sign these forms and such like that, my God. Sign these forms and choose what option you'd like. Option? Yeah. We have all these payment options that you could... So payment options? Yeah. But we've basically got these different kind of courses that you can do with us that you'll be paying for. And I've got that in front of me now. That's what I'm looking at. That's one of the other bloody tabs I had. In regards to this free agency showcase, because it's supposed to be free, but in order to get the free agency showcase, you have to go through their training sessions, which are certainly not free. And these training showcases are basically training sessions. They're basically just teaching you from the ground up on how to be an actor. And a lot of people already know this. It's a lot of basic knowledge stuff. And especially, again, in the 10-20 minute videos or things that were making you watch, they weren't really hinting at anything professional that they were going to teach you neither. And these things go from as little as, for the sake of rounding things down because of my big dumb math brain, they've got $225 per session, which is the lowest, and you need 4 sessions in total. So I believe that is 1 class per week. Will be nice and say 2 classes per week maybe. Let's round that down, 200. 200 per week, 4 weeks, that is $800. $800 just for the chance to maybe get some work with an agent or an agency, or get picked up by them and they might, find some good work for you. And that is only for one category. So if you wanted to do modeling or something, if you want to do all of the things like what me and my friend were trying to gun for, no. And that's just, again, this is just a chance. This is just a chance. You might as well be gambling at this point. In order to get all of them, you need to do the highest one, the level 3. And the level 3 is $500 per session. That's for 4 weeks. So that's 5, 10, 15, 20. That is $2,000 per session. And again, this is more of a worldwide thing. So I wasn't even bloody sure if this was in Australian dollars. So if this is in US dollars, you might as well double the fucker. So this is a whole lot of gambling to just see whether or not you're actually gonna get a job or get some work. And it just feels very unfair and uncouth and not natural here. And the worst part of it was that you couldn't even step aside, because whether or not you were a child, which I later found out, which I'll try to come back to on the reviews that I saw, but basically when I was chatting with them, and when they sent me over a contract and payment details and stuff. Also, by the way, I found out that they could see everything that you were doing when you opened up their form and were like putting in details like your email and stuff like that. So I immediately did not want to sign anything. It's because they could see what I'm doing. Why do they need to see what you're doing? Oh, well, Mr. Dabbers, that is so then they make sure you're not putting in false details. Wouldn't they figure that out later? Once you've signed everything and sent it back to them? Why do they need to see what's going on my screen right now? That's not cool. That's very weird. But anyway, sorry, I'm digressing. The weirdest thing was that once this has been sprung on you, you can't be like, oh, well, can I just, get back to you via email and stuff, and then we can work out payment details later? Or can I, just step aside, call my mother or something? Or if you're like a little 10-year-old Timmy, can I go call my granddad up, see if he can owe me some, borrow me some money? No. You need to decide here and now. If you hang up this call, if you go off camera, because they wanted you on camera at all times, by the way, during the audition and stuff. And even during now, if you get off the camera to go talk to someone, no, that's it. Nothing. Goodbye. They'll just disregard you. They'll throw you away. They don't care. So all of this pressure out of the blue, it's that artificial, what is it called? That artificial scarcity that they're trying to make. And it is not natural, it's not good, and it's very scummy. It is a very big manipulation strategy right there. And so therefore, obviously, I did not sign. My friend did not sign. Right after I did mine, declined mine, I started emailing and spamming my friend, like, for the love of God, do not take this, do not take this. If you did, feel free to let me know how it goes, because maybe there are some nice stories that came out of this. But anyway, he didn't do it anyway. Like, he already decided before I had told him. And that's how I later found out, of course, that he applied for all these things.
One thing I forgot to mention before was the whole physical being presented in front of agents and agencies thing. That was a physical thing. You had to show up. And that was in Melbourne, at least for my sake, in Melbourne. So they expected me to fork out a plane ticket to Melbourne. So not only do I now have to pay for this thing that could be up to thousands of dollars, but now I have to pay for a bloody plane ticket and then pay for a hotel to stay. And then, you know, a return flight and all that shtick. That's not what you're supposed to be signing up for. Anyway, after reading some positive reviews about the company on a site called Trustpilot, there were 31% 5 stars against the 60% 1 stars. The rest were somewhere in the middle. These are just a couple reviews I found, and I tried to make them fairly recent. The 5-star one is the most recent 5-star review I could find. Great place to start. The audition process was fun and easy. Would definitely recommend this company if you're looking to gain experience and connections. My experience with... I'm censoring this to not give them any attention, sorry. My experience with Next Star Productions was great. It was my first acting experience, and I hope it's not the last. I can't wait for the Orlando showcase to show my true potential and hope to get signed by another agent. From the showcase of January 7th, I got a call back from Mannequin Agency, waiting to be interviewed and hopefully be officially signed. Can't wait to start making audition tapes. I'm curious to know if any of the people who showed up haven't received a callback? How can we actually know how many people show up, how many people are received the callback, and how many people get a manager? Don't pay them! Don't pay them! I know you want it to be true, but I got a callback, and then I saw what ridiculous amounts of money they ask to be trained by them. If you want to be trained, look for legitimate companies in your area where you could be trained face to face. Don't fall for online scams like this, please. I read more reviews, and the ones that are positive are either still hoping it's real or they are fake reviewers from Next, I suspect. Watch out for the fees. They will get you. Their main objective is to give performers all the necessary tools to begin working in the industry. This means that they solicit people to audition with the intention of selling them training. These are the tools we had to listen to the marketing spiel twice. Took 2 hours to get through the auditions, but still no mention of training fees. All about their introduction to agencies. This company is about selling training, nothing else. Once you pay your 1,000 plus euros for 4 online training sessions to get the tools, you have to fly to a showcase in a European city to meet about 5 Asians, Jesus Christ. In a European city to meet about 5 agents who may or may not get you any work. No guarantee, naturally. They say they are transparent, but I fear everyone gets through the auditions and then the bombshell hits. So many of these companies around. Be careful out there. Money-grabbing cash cow! Money-grabbing cash cow! The audition, smiley face, went fine. Amazing how every dog and pony audition got through to the top 10%. Just make sure when you stars show up for your second audition the following day, you bring lots of cash. Check out massive LinkedIn site. Again, I'm censoring it for obvious reasons, I'm sorry. But I did check out the LinkedIn site, and I don't even think they mentioned their company at all, let alone anything else that they've done. It seemed like some people did get some good experiences and skills under their belt. They might have met some agents and perhaps got a big stroke of luck. Maybe even got hired for something. The question here isn't, can I get experience or be noticed through this program? No. The real question here is, why the hell should you have to be paying for it? Especially astronomical prices like $2,000 plus. I know I keep saying that, but you should never have to pay that much for a chance to get a job in the acting industry. There's no refunds, by the way, if you do find out later that their teachings are basically bullcrap and you just want to back out. You must pay for these sessions up front, on the spot, when they're talking to you. Why would they do this? If they want your money, why would they only allow you to pay on the spot? No exceptions. Because they want to create that artificial scarcity, the fear of missing out, the remorse of not taking a lifetime opportunity. I'd imagine this would especially work on those trying to enrich the life of another, such as their kids.
So here's my random idea, just something I had mulling over my head whilst writing this up. If you wanted to try and swing something like this, it's not too unreasonable, and you still get something out of it, and it's not necessary, but it would appeal to people, and I guess you'd get an audience for it. You could host some kind of event, all right? Like a real event. Maybe even online too. I don't know how well that would work. But host a real life event somewhere in the city, or the city where you live, whatever, and ask for $50 entry. Something like that. $50 entry, that'll get you a seat, that'll get you lunch, and a discount on beverages, something like that. And you also, the main thing, you get the opportunity to speak or perform in front of agents, agencies, or even if they just give you the opportunity to come in, get your resume or whatever, hand it to them. Cool, thanks for your time. Kind of like you're paying $50 just to give them your resume and your previous work and stuff like that, to big people that you might have had a hard time finding before. But you're not just being able to do that, essentially. You can sort of treat it as like a day out, And it's not like, $800 to $2,000 plus. You're paying a little bit of money for a sort of glorified day out with friends. And, maybe they'll like your stuff. Maybe they won't like your stuff. Maybe they'll throw it in the garbage. Maybe they'll laugh about it later. But regardless, you didn't fork over thousands of dollars just for nothing to happen.
Now, I'm willing to be optimistic and agree that there are some agencies or agents that seem to be popular out there that will find people, work with them, and be charged either a monthly fee or a flat rate just to get you started. I in fact know some friends, not many, but I do know some friends that have struck gold in this area and have managed to go on and appear in various commercials and shows, things like that from time to time. From my experience, though, that's not the norm. You shouldn't need to give them anything. They're meant to just take a simple percentage from what you earn. Kinda gives them a bit more incentive to find you work then, am I right? I've referenced a channel that helped me get some more information on these kinds of companies. She describes almost the exact same situation I went through. Only difference really is the location and the amount of money.
Then you're going to come to their event where you're going to present yourself in front of agents and managers. And they're selling you for $10,000 the dream that somehow you're going to get discovered and you're going to somehow end up on television. It's not how it works.
If you want a much more detailed breakdown of this kind of manipulation strategy, I left a link at the bottom of this video. Feel free to check the description and check it out if you want.
So at the end of the day, what have we learned? We've learned it's not just people that could take advantage of you. It's very, very strange companies and their lovely, money-grubbing manipulation strategies. Thank you, everyone, for listening to my babble about this weird, manipulative company or companies like it. I hope you had a nice one and continue to have a nice day, night, blah-de-blah, more content soon. Au revoir, bye-bye. See you later. Take care, farewell, bon voyage, bye-bye. Hi, thanks for watching. Feel free to follow me on YouTube or the bell, whatever the hell you do there. I also have Twitter if you want to see more updates, or my Discord. We also do game nights at the Discord as well, usually 10 a.m. Sydney Australian time, that sort of thing. I also stream on Twitch. That's also roughly 10 a.m. Sydney Australian time. That's Fridays, usually for streaming, and the weekend, usually for gaming. And other than that, I've got my Humble links, my Green Man Gaming affiliate links, if you want some nice deals on some video games. And also thank you to my lovely patrons, which I will show along the walls here. And thank you. Have a nice one. Bye. I have to write you guys up. Because you're so nice. You're so nice, you're still here. Finished. You can go now. Bye.